What does it take to work in real estate and help your clients find the home of the dreams? Welcome to Designing the Business. It's a podcast where we go beyond beautiful spaces and dive into what it really takes to build them. I'm Risha Walden, interior designer and founder of Walden Interiors, and your host. This week, I am sitting down with Diane Gray from Keller Williams, who specializes in finding the dream second home of her clients down at the Jersey Shore. We're going to explore what it takes, how she got started, and more. Subscribe and join me every week as we design the business together. Diane, why did you start your business?
Question. Not very complicated, but so life was changing for me and probably for most of the world because it was during the COVID times. And what I was doing career-wise was not going to stay the same. It was going to change. And I saw my life kind of looking like sitting in my house in front of a laptop for many hours a day and wasn't very appealing to me. So I kind of was just doing some soul searching and thinking about what I can do next and what could be my next chapter in life. And so I was just combining a lot of different things that I liked. I mean, who doesn't like looking at great houses and looking at design and, more importantly, getting to know a variety of people and what kind of lifestyles they have and what are their dreams and hopes and their wishes. So I kind of married all those things and saw an opportunity that I could use my skills and my personal skills and my communication skills and my technology skills and, wrap it all up together and help people in their most significant purchase of their life, or maybe their second most significant purchase. So I kind of came upon thinking about starting this real estate career. It also offered a lot of freedom in the way of time. I would be able to control my own time, which is not the case. It's actually the opposite. You don't have a 9-to-5 job, but you do have times where when things come on the market or people need you, you need to be there. I'm a runner my whole life. And so I have these skills that I always transfer into other parts of my life, the grit and the working every day and the putting the time in and knowing that 90% of what you do is not fun to get to the finish line, which is fun. So I kind of just married all that together and saw an opportunity that I'd be able to make a contribution.
Is that the impact you wanted to leave, was helping clients achieve their dreams, hopes, and wishes?
I mean, that's
What
part of the impact.
Yeah.
But ultimately, to take it to the next step, not only do I want to achieve that for people, but I want them to remember me as the one who helped them and for them to come back to me when they need anything. I want them to know that they could come back to me with questions about the market, about anything real estate, if they need contractors or if they want to do something to their house, that they would come back to me, that they would refer me to friends and family. So, that I would be known in the community as someone who contributes and who's there to help. That would be a meaningful impact for me.
So what's the biggest mistake you see your clients making?
Overpricing their house.
So when they go to sell?
Yeah. So let's say if I'm going to work with a seller, and so if we're talking, I'm in a luxury market, and a lot of times, not all the time, clients, sellers would have invested a lot of money in their house. I mean, maybe they worked with you and they spent a lot of money doing things and took your advice and put the countertops and changed the cabinets. They put a pool, they did this, and then, they want to sell their house. They're maybe moving up. Maybe the lifestyle doesn't fit them anymore. And they come in and say, well, you have the bookkeeping type then. Well, I paid this much for the house and I put this in and put this in, and therefore this is what I want to sell my house for, and overpricing it. I think that's a big misconception. Sellers think that, well, then I can negotiate down. But when you're overpriced, you're just not meeting the market and you're not attracting the right buyers. You're attracting buyers at a higher end and they're not seeing your home as valuable. And the ones that match your home might not be looking because it's out of their price range.
So go back a little bit. You said something about when they're matching, like they don't match your home because when they're overpriced, it's not as valuable.
So
how does that work?
So, and I'm going to put this more generic, not so much my market.
Absolutely.
This is a real estate rule, whether you're in luxury, entry-level homes. Someone wants a 3-bed, 3-bath home, 3-bed, 2-bath home. Seller is getting ready to put that on the market, 3-bed, 2-bath home. And he feels that, I have a new bathroom. I updated my bathroom and I want to put it at $50,000 more. And now you have buyers that are now looking for a home and a 3-bath, an average 3-bath, 2-bed. Let's say it's $500,000 and this house is on 550. That $500,000 buyer is not going to look at that house because they can't afford it.
I see.
Conversely, someone who could spend 550 is going to look at this house and say, that's not worth it. I don't want to buy that house. And then it's like nowhere. It's not attracting who it should attract. That's what happens.
So, right. And so you're looking at the market and going, okay, over the past 6 months, a year, the 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes all average about this much. And, the same year, the same size, same footage, lot footage, etc. So you're looking at those comparables and then saying, okay, it should really be this much. But the client is saying, well, yeah, but I bought the house for $350 and I put in like $200,000 because I did the kitchens and bathrooms and blah, 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 blah. So I want it for $550. But actually, if you look at the comparables, it's really not going for that. It's going for $500. So then what advice do you give to your clients then at that point?
Yeah, it's kind of a balancing act. You don't want to insult them. I mean, their house could be more beautiful than the comparables. You want to give them advice that if they want to sell their house and they're serious about selling their house, because some people are not that serious about selling their house, the best thing that they could do is price it at the market, and the market will tell you what it's worth. If it is a more physically appealing home, you're going to have more than one buyer and they will be willing to pay more.
So that's where the price increase can occur.
That's
it's not with the seller, it's with the buyers coming in and saying, well, we looked at these last 5 houses and this one is much better and I really want it, so I'm going to offer more than what they're asking because it looks like there's a bunch of people
It
that
looks
would
like
be
there's a bunch of
interested in.
people who want it. I mean, in housing, the market is going to tell what the price is.
Right.
No matter what it, when it is. Now, we're coming off a very strong seller's market. So, it wasn't that detrimental if you priced it a little too high because there were so many buyers looking and there was a lot of money available to people. And so the houses were bidding up. But we're kind of balancing out now. And so it's even more important that you price right.
What's the biggest misconception people have about your business?
I mean, I'd love to hear your answer to this too in your business, but that it's easy. That you wake up.
No, that it's easy.
It's easy. You wake up, you show a house, you go to closing and you get a check and you get to keep all that money. But
well, it sounds great. I need that job.
It sounds great. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many intricate parts to, if we just get away from the marketing and obtaining clients, we're going to just put that aside. So we're just going to say, all right, let's just say you have the client. So, if you're selling a house, there's a contract that's involved. So you need to make sure that the contract is done correctly to protect yourself, to protect my broker, and to protect the seller. You need to get the house ready to sell. And sometimes that physically means going in and helping them clean up and make it look nice, or paying to have it staged or fixed up. And then you need to market the house. You need to find buyers and make sure that it's sent out and you reach out to many agents so that you get as many people in. And then you have, let's say you get under contract and let's say you have 4 or 5 offers. So you're negotiating contracts and you're making sure you get the best price. I mean, yeah, I'm a fiduciary to my clients. So their financial best interest is always the number one thing that I'm obligated to consider. And then once you're under contract, there's a buyer's agent, there's a seller's agent, there's 2 attorneys, there's a title company, there's a lender, and all of these parts all have to be talking and working together to get to the final goal. And, it's like I said earlier, it's someone's biggest financial purchase. It's not a business deal, but it's not a business deal. This is their life. This is their money. They worked hard for this. You can't just say, oh, well, don't worry. It's just another couple of grand, just cough it up.
Right.
So there's a lot of parts. I have this, and it's going, my office gave it to me, 179 things a realtor does. It's just like all these little things that you have to keep track
Right.
of, and
That most people don't think of.
you don't think of it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all great when it comes together. And then I work for a broker. How the industry works is that I'm an agent of my broker, so I'm obligated to him. It's really him or her, but mine it's a him who's responsible. I'm just working as an agent of him. So
Yeah, much more complicated. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it and making gobs of money.
it sounds that way. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, imagine for you it's similar. People think that, oh, just decorate my room and
Yeah. It's a lot of moving parts and different aspects of it
Mhm.
that are required in order to create a cohesive designs. You know, people hire me to create beauty and functionality in their home. When I'm working with them, I often see that the clients have made decisions that are in so many directions. You say, oh, it's just so easy. They're like, well, we just get this and this and this and it'll all work. And it doesn't. So what I found is that it doesn't have a specific goal or target. And therefore they're like kind of everywhere.
Mm.
Where do you see this happening in your business?
All the time. It's part of the relationship that you have, especially more with buyers. I
Mm,
find them with sellers. People want, you go through what do you want? So if I talk about my business on Long Beach Island where people are buying a second home,
mhm,
then, it's lifestyle. A
right.
house is important, but it's really, lifestyle. It does happen. Well, I want this, I want A, I want B, I want C. And then you're showing them houses that can deliver that to them. And then they'll come up at the house and say, no, this is the one I want. I'm like, all right, well, you said you wanted to be walkable, or you said you wanted to be a bay view, and this is not there. And I do see that happening a lot. So
Yeah,
you just try to get to dig deeper and learn the lifestyle. Cause I'm sure you do the same thing. Like, someone tells you that they want, I don't know, all white something. They have six
right.
black dogs running around.
Yeah, it's really creating this relationship and it can get quite intimate. I mean, and I'm sure
Mm,
it's the same as with a realtor. This relationship with my clients that allows me to really understand their lifestyle, their needs, what they're looking for me to better service them because there are so many options. I'm assume that like in real estate there are maybe sometimes more options than not. You don't want to be running around looking at every house because that's counterproductive in terms of their goals and needs and your time and their time. And the same thing is true with interior design. The better I understand what they need, what their wants are, like I know where to go to get that information or that piece
mhm,
or create that direction that's going to create that kind of home that they want. If they're, if they're looking for a moody, dark, sexy kind of living room versus a open, calm, peaceful, family-oriented space. That's completely different. And sometimes that clients don't have that vision at the beginning, and it's in the conversation is like, I see, really, this is what's going to, I get, and I don't really say I guess, kind of into it.
mhm.
Like, yeah, because I've seen enough. I've been there enough, and I'm sure it's the same in real
Yeah,
estate.
very much that, and it's learning what that client is looking for in this luxury that I'm delivering them when they're coming to buy
Right,
their second beach home. What do they want out of this? Everyone, oh, I'd love a beach house. Well, what do you want? What do you want to do? You know, you want to
right.
wake up every morning and see the ocean crashing, or do you like the
Mm-hmm.
idea of seeing sunsets? Do you
Do you sit on a front porch?
Correct. Do you want a neighborhood where
Or, right,
everybody you're friends with everybody? Do you want to
right,
walk to restaurants? Do you really don't care because you don't go out to dinner? You just want to be on your deck all the time. So
right.
it's uncovering that and trying to keep them straight.
On that path. Right. Well, I guess with your industry, you have to actually take them to see the properties for them to decide. I mean, you don't have to see them all, but I don't usually, I mean, I never, very rarely ever take my clients into showrooms,
Oh
etc.,
gosh,
to say, oh, let's look here and let's see that because it's so distracting. So
too
you
many
don't need to
choices.
show them every single house. It's like, wait, I've already previewed these homes. I'm assuming that's what
Right, and
happens.
that's what I do, and it's, on the island, it's a little different from off the island because there's just not as many houses that fit the criteria. So, yes, you go visit them and you can say, "Hey, look, this has this. you'll be able to do this with your life.
Right.
Let's go see it. And I would never not show, if it's in their price range, I show them because, you never know. Again, there's a limited number, limited inventories, but you guide them and you're able to tell them, give them information about what their future life will be like with this
Yeah.
property.
That's great. Yeah. So what advice would you give a professional just starting out in your space? What is something you would have liked to have known, I guess?
Yeah, the amount of time and effort that you need to spend on cultivating clients and connecting with people and lead gen, what we call lead gen, is way more than I thought. Yeah. So you just need to have, and you need to have a system where, I mean, the simplest way is just, you have a couple of hours every day where that's all you're concentrating on. At Keller Williams, like we have a lot of training and, the number one thing that we are always, lead gen is everything. If you're not doing that, you could have 10 homes in your pipeline, but if you're not lead genning every day, that's not going to continue.
Right. So you're always looking to build those relationships, always looking to connect with people. People do business with people.
They do business
So,
with people they like.
right. And so you have to, I mean, you don't have to, but I think it is any business. It's about building that relationship so that that person trusts that you have their back and you have their interest.
You
You're
have
going to
their
be
back.
there when, yeah,
Yeah, it's all about the relationships.
absolutely.
Yeah, and taking the time to cultivate them.
What keeps you inspired to continue?
I think what we talked about earlier is that when I have past clients that feel very pleased and are enjoying their lifestyle, and, it's cliche and, we say, oh, the biggest compliment is a referral, but really it is. When someone says, hey, call Diane, she helped me and it was great. That really is what keeps me inspired and keeps me going. That's when I get a referral, that's the best thing. Yeah.
That's nice. So what's one thing about yourself that you're working on changing?
Well, there's a lot of things with with respect to us right now. So we have this joke we talk about, you don't want to be an undercover real estate agent.
Meaning nobody knows about you.
Meaning you're not, you're like undercover, like, okay, yeah, I sell real estate, don't tell anyone. But
Okay.
yeah, so being more forthcoming and being more open and communicate and more verbal about what I do with people I meet on a daily basis or people I know. Make sure that it comes up in conversation more. I'm a low key kind of person, so I don't always insert that into every conversation. You don't want to be that annoying person that talks about it all the time. But I think that's
Sure.
an important thing that I need to get better at. I need to get better at when I have those conversations to be confident with the value that I'm bringing, I'm bringing to their lives by talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you are professional. You are the person of the know, and not that you're bragging, but it's true. You have this information, and you want to use it to help people because otherwise, it's useless kind of information.
Yeah. I mean, what's it
If you
what's it all in my head?
Right,
Right?
like you want to be able to take it, say, okay, I know all this. How can I use this to help somebody move forward ahead in their life? Enjoy their life more, make it better, improve their life.
Improve their life.
Why also, yeah,
Like what you
absolutely. Why
do.
we
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what do you think needs to be improved in the industry?
Oh gosh, well, everybody's got, I mean, so many people they'll say bad things about our industry, especially a year ago, because a year ago today, there was a big shakeup and a lot of things changed in the industry. The way we communicate and the way we work with buyers has changed, and the way
Okay.
that commissions are communicated within the agents has also changed.
Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing for buyers because they understand better. It's a good
Okay.
thing for sellers because the whole thing came about because in some other states, not really New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
sellers were made to believe that the commission was a set thing and they had to pay this certain amount. The lawsuit was saying that sellers lost money because they had to pay such high commissions that they believed were mandatory.
Okay.
That was
Didn't
not
know
the
that.
case in New Jersey because we're a very consumer friendly state and
Okay.
contract always said on it that the commission is
Negotiable.
Negotiable. So I think that the good part of it is on the buyer's side. Now we are obligated to have a contract when we work with a buyer.
Okay.
So it it protects the relationship. It forces us to explain how the business works and how the relationship works so
Right.
that I respect them and they respect my time as well.
So there's more transparency, would you say?
Yes, there's definitely more transparency now. And the buyers realize that someone is paying for all this work you're doing. You're not just carting them around and showing them all these houses and then nothing's happening. So, I
Right.
mean, there's nothing paid unless you get to a closing table. But
Right. You got to get a
yeah,
place. Yeah.
but it does create more transparency and buyers understand how the process works. And it allows sellers up front to decide whether or not they want to compensate a buyer's agent or not. I mean, think that that's all good. But I think that what the general population should know is that, we're a highly regulated industry. um, we're registered. We have
Okay.
to act as a
Okay.
fiduciary with
Right.
our buyers and or sellers. We have to have a broker. The broker has to have a special license. He has to have an office, or she
Right.
has to have an office. So you just can't open up and put a sign out and say, I'm selling real estate. Yeah.
Doghouse for sale.
Yeah.
So what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Okay. This is what I always say. Take risks
It's a good one.
and move to the next step, even if you're not ready, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't feel like you're ready, take that next step, take that plunge. Yeah. And I hope, I have 3 adult daughters who are older than 20, but I hope that I've always conveyed that to them. And I think I have
Yeah.
when I watch
It's,
them, their careers.
well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that fear of failing, right?
Yeah. The fear of failing. And I don't know why we have, I don't know if it's a female thing, but, feeling that you have to be
Very
perfect.
possible. Yeah.
Perfection.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if people want to get a hold of you, where should they go?
Best thing is to call me
Okay. We'll put your
or,
phone
you
number
can find
in.
me on Facebook. I have a website, but they can call me.
We can put all your contact information in the notes below so that if you want to get a hold of Diane, she is available. Call her.
Call
She's
me.
ready and waiting to hear from you.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm happy to help. And even if it's just a simple question, if you're not ready to sell, but you have a question, I'm always
Right.
happy to contribute.
Full of information. I know
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Diane. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. It's interesting. And obviously, you and I are in the same industry in many ways,
Yeah. Mhm.
in real estate, but in such a different capacity that it's interesting how my buyers get to where they are before they come on, start working with me.
Right. Right. Well, then you're really making that vision, that potential to a home, and you're continuing with the lifestyle.
I can see how the two things click for you getting that step for the client so that they can see that and then me continuing it with
Exactly.
design.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. For everybody else, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check out our next podcast up above here on the right, and we'll see you soon.